It will be difficult to contact her for a while. Yes. The palace will investigate Camellia, so there will be difficulties until she contacts us first. Indeed. What happened at the Imperial Palace? Gerard was silent again. The Emperor's illness was not something that could be easily discussed. Right now, the priority was to wait for Camellia to contact him. Wake me when we arrive at the palace. I'll close my eyes for a bit. Yes. Gerard closed his eyes and was lost in thought. If the Emperor was truly ill, it would become much easier to bring him down. But if his illness had another cause, those in the Imperial Palace were in danger. You're back? Marin greeted Gerard warmly in front of the main gate of the palace. Gerard exited the carriage with a weary expression and looked at her with surprised eyes. Why are you standing here? You didn't have to. Marin met his eyes and smiled brightly. I thought it might be difficult for you at the Imperial Palace. Should I take care of you to make you feel better? I always think this, but you're truly perceptive. Gerard admired her with sincere eyes. Well, I'm that type. Marin was being more playful with Gerard, who looked troubled about something. Then he softened his stiff expression. Marin, did I ever tell you? Tell me what? I don't think I can live without you. Gerard. Marin was startled and glanced at the employees standing around them. The employees' shoulders shook with suppressed laughter as they lowered their heads. What? Gerard was looking at her with his gray eyes, and although his blindness had been cured, Marin felt as if he was blind. To those around them. He was looking at her intensely, as if she were everything in the world. Come inside. Marin looked flustered, her earlobes flushed, and took his hand to lead him inside. Gerard followed behind her, watching as the back of her neck turned a beautiful shade of red. Marin went straight up to the 4th floor and stopped in front of Gerard's door. Aren't you going any further? I'm thinking about it. What are you thinking about? Gerard seems to need some rest, and I'm wondering whether I should read you a book in my room or in yours. Marin puffed out her cheeks and looked at both doors alternately with contemplative eyes. Gerard enjoyed watching her cute, squirrel-like appearance. This beautiful woman was his beloved. Even though he wanted to show her off to the whole world, he also wanted to lock her away so that no one would know how beautiful she was and only he could see her for himself. It doesn't matter which room, as long as you're by my side. The gray eyes that looked at her darkened. Gerard thought to himself, I must hide these possessive feelings so she won't run away if she discovers them. Marin quickly opened the door to Gerard's room with a determined look. In contrast to her room, which was decorated in light violet, Gerard's room had dark olive wallpaper and dark furniture. Excuse me. Gerard laughed, looking down as she greeted the empty room. Isn't the room's owner right behind you? Excuse me. Marin turned and said the same thing to him, then led him to sit on a comfortable-looking sofa. I'll bring you a book, so please rest. Don't go. When Marin tried to leave the room, Gerard grabbed her hand and pulled her to sit on his lap. Marin's eyes widened in surprise. What? Don't you want me to read you a book? I just need you. Gerard wrapped his arms around Marin's waist and buried his head against her small shoulder. Her body temperature was warm. Her fragrant scent. Her soft texture. It was all satisfying just to hold her. Marin stroked his hair affectionately. What happened at the Imperial Palace? Why can't you gain more weight? The two spoke at the same time. Gerard. As Marin's voice pitch rose, Gerard spoke with a serious expression. The Emperor is ill. What? When Marin turned around, stunned, Gerard's hand came to her waist and he held her again. I'm resting. What is His Majesty's illness? I should know soon. Marin could hear her own heart beating strongly. Gerard gently patted her back as if asking her to calm down, then changed the subject. I went to meet the Crown Prince. You went to see His Royal Highness the Crown Prince? Well done. Marin's heartbeat seemed to have calmed down a bit. The Crown Prince is very stubborn. Marin narrowed her eyes with a dissatisfied expression. Please treat him well. His Royal Highness will soon become Dia's husband. That's why. Yes. That's why he has to be stronger. Because he is the one who will become Dia's husband. This is all because of His Majesty the Emperor. Why does he hate His Highness the Crown Prince so much? Marin sided with the Crown Prince. Because the Emperor is a coward. Marin looked around to ensure no one was present and whispered in a low voice. I told you not to keep saying things like that. What should I say when he ignores his son out of fear? His Majesty the Emperor is afraid of His Royal Highness the Crown Prince? Why? Marin asked with wide eyes and a puzzled expression. If the Crown Prince had brothers, they would fight among themselves over the throne. Like the princes of the Sanders Empire. However, the Crown Prince currently doesn't have any brothers. This is why the Emperor fears the Crown Prince. He's afraid the Crown Prince will take his place. Marin looked confused. She didn't really understand why the Emperor would fear something that would happen eventually anyway. When His Majesty dies, His Highness the Crown Prince will naturally inherit the position. Why does His Majesty think the Crown Prince will usurp him? The Emperor killed his brothers and seized the throne. In his mind, the throne is something to be usurped, not inherited. That's why the Emperor wants another son, to create a fight between sons. But His Highness the Crown Prince isn't that kind of person. Marin looked even more upset. I know. Gerard smiled bitterly. Marin looked at him with a troubled expression. The movements of the nobles are unusual at the moment. A situation may arise where I cannot help. Then what should we do? We have to wait and see. The Crown Prince must choose. At those words, Marin clasped her hands together and hoped that everything would go well. A woman with a calm expression entered the library at the entrance to the alley. Brianna carefully passed through the hallway lined with books on both sides and headed to the table in the larger space. She could see the broad back of a person placing books on a bookshelf. His dark blue hair looked disheveled, and his black shirt was covered in book dust. Sumi. Brianna, you're here? Sumi looked back and adjusted his thick glasses. But his messy bangs were already obscuring his vision. Have you eaten? I just had a quick meal. You mean you haven't eaten? As if she had anticipated this, Brianna placed the picnic basket she was carrying on the table. Oh. I really did eat. Sumi scratched the back of his head and smiled innocently. Brianna smiled warmly at her fiancé. She had first met the bookstore owner as a customer. As she visited the library every day for a year, they got to know each other little by little. Even though he was a commoner, he was more knowledgeable than any noble she had ever met. When she started discussing a topic with him, she would lose track of time from morning to evening. Above all, he supported her in a society where reading books was considered improper simply because she was a woman. How could she not fall in love when she met the companion of her dreams? Her parents also supported her choice, and they were already engaged. My parents invited us to dinner. When is a good time for you? After taking a bite of his sandwich, Sumi raised his head and spoke quietly. I'm available anytime. Then may I arrange your hair a little? At first, she had thought there was some kind of scar on his face because he always covered it with thick glasses and bangs. Then how surprised she had been when she saw his face was perfectly clear without his glasses. She didn't understand why he was hiding his handsome appearance.